At first, it was like an addiction. Can't lie.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
Gotta be honest out here. No, but I mean, it was.
Watch that be the intro. Hello, welcome back to the High School Perspective. My name is Will. I have Andrew, Miggy, and Paul here all with me. And today's topic of discussion is going to be meeting people on the internet or online, whatever you want to call it. This is something that I've thought about doing for a while, and I honestly, and the only reason why it took so long is because I didn't know the right questions to ask. So with that being said, I have a few written down tonight that we're going to be discussing. We've all had experiences meeting people online, whether it's over video games, whether it's over apps, or whether it's, just maybe through other mutual friends. I don't know. This topic is going to be, I think, a little different from the usual videos that we do. And the only reason why I say that is because we haven't done anything that is that related to like one-on-ones with different people or us meeting different groups of people, because we've all kind of experienced that before. I guess the only video that could potentially relate to this the closest would be the last video, which was toxic relationships. So now we're kind of moving on to internet relationships. Good transition. Also, Happy New Year. I don't have any New Year's resolutions yet, but one of them was getting this video up. So congrats to me. I'm halfway through January. We've done it. We're turning 18 this year. I mean, let's just talk about that first of all. Like, how are you guys feeling about that?
Feeling great.
Are you really?
1-0. I mean, big 1-8.
1-0.
I'm very excited. I feel like nothing. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I feel like nothing's really gonna change. Like, I feel like a lot of stuff is gonna change. Like when you turn 19, I think that's when like stuff like you realize is gonna start changing. But 18, I feel like it's just like just gonna have the title of being a quote unquote adult. But when I turn 18 this year, it's definitely still gonna feel the same. But it's like crazy how like,
I was just gonna say, I feel like 17 and 19 are like the most boring ages to turn, because it's not like 16 you get the what do you get when you turn? Oh, you can get your license when you're 16, and then 18 legal, 21, and all that. 20 you're in your 20s, and so I don't know. The odd numbers are kind of boring, I feel like.
Yeah, but it's crazy how like most of us are turning like 18 in like the next few months, like very close. Especially Andrew, bro. Andrew, you're like turning 18 in like 17 days.
Yeah, Andrew's gonna be the first one, and then is Paul the youngest? Paul, are you the youngest here?
Skylar's.
Yeah, but like a couple of days though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the 13th and mine is on the 9th. August 9th.
Anyways, it is bucket hat night, by the way. Hence why we're all wearing bucket hats. And it's also, what would you call this? I don't know. Zip up crew neck sweatshirt. I don't know. That's the vibe for tonight. But let's just move on to the video. Our first question about meeting people online is, what is the biggest differences between meeting people online and meeting people in person? And just to add on to this, this is something that I remember. This was a question that I got in middle school. It was one of the things where it's like, you don't necessarily like, the video that we did on agree and disagree statements. It was sort of like that, in a sense where like you move to the one side of the room if you like think that this is better, or if you move to the other side of the room if you think that you side with that one. So the question was, what do you think is better, meeting people in person or meeting people online? So I've just kind of changed it up to meeting people online, and what's the biggest difference between that and meeting people in person? Take it as it is, and I'll just go ahead and say a little bit. I'll probably get into more after, once these guys give me some inspiration. But I think one big difference between meeting people online and meeting people in person is that you don't know if it's genuine or not. And I've had this experience in the past, more recently, I think, because now that I'm older, I feel like more independent to be able to meet people online without any worry or just in the real world. And another thing is that you don't meet people online most of the time from a young age, as opposed to, you go to elementary school in person with people. I guess that's kind of ironic to say now because we're in a pandemic and we have to do online school. But for the most part, people know what I mean, because I think the only way to meet people online at a young age was either through games or maybe, I don't even know what other internet example there is, but yeah, I think that's one of the biggest differences. You don't know if it's genuine or not. And it all has to do with just the relationship that you have and build in person, I think.
Yeah. I was gonna say something along the lines of what Will said, just how it's really easy to hide stuff, and kind of like catfishing. I mean, that's the whole point of catfishing. Like, you could, yeah. I mean, I've never had a bad catfish experience when it comes to meeting people online, but I know it happens, and it happens to a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, I've been since the pandemic started, I've been meeting a bunch of new people online, and or just like some relationships that I didn't really feel were as strong before were like a lot stronger afterwards, because I would just spend like every day like talking to people because there's like nothing else to do besides like work. But yeah, I think when it comes to the differences, like you're never really gonna know who they really are or not, like until you see them. And like, yeah, it's just easy to hide stuff. That's what I'm basically trying to say.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true about the hiding stuff. Um, I guess, when it comes to meeting people online, there's a lot of stuff you can lie about. And there's I guess it's not very trustworthy. Like, especially when you're meeting someone new online, it's not very trustworthy. Like, you don't really know if they're actually real or not, or if, they're fake. But like, in terms of like actually finding like a real like close relationship with someone, like friend or like whatever, like through online, like that's actually pretty cool because like you can just build it there, like skip all like the hanging out and stuff. Like you just build the relationship there, and then like eventually when you do meet up in person, it's just like even better because like it's like actually seeing them in person now, plus the benefits of meeting them and getting to know them through online. So I've had many experiences with doing that, especially through like games where I've like talked to someone over like games for like 3 years, and then I finally got to see them in person. It was like we were just like playing the game, but like seeing each other. So it's a pretty cool experience.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like meeting people online can be like it can either be genuine or not genuine, but I feel like most times you're able to like build a connection with someone. And so when you guys meet in person, it's like actually great, unless like they're a catfish or something. But like most times you're able to like you guys are able to connect in real life, right? And those are like some friendships that like go on for a long time. But like it's actually funny because like a catfish story I had is like I had an account, and so I thought the person was a girl, and so it looked like a girl. And so, I browsed the picture. It's a girl. I'm positive. And so we exchanged Snapchat, and then I add the person on Snapchat. And then they post a story on Snapchat in a bikini, of course. And
Of course, yeah.
turns out the person that was a girl was actually a guy. And that's when I was like, I was just shocked. And I was like, nah. So I mean, like they're catfishing out there, but I feel like most times they're like really genuine people. And again, it's different from like how we like we grew up in a different age than like the current generation. It's like totally different. So I think like generation also matters. It comes in play, but most times I think it's pretty genuine. It's fun.
I think, Paul, what you said about the generation thing and how it's easier now for kids to meet people online is definitely true, because I remember back in like elementary school, the best form, or I guess the first form of communication that I started using that worked the best was email. And it was that was the first time I made an email account. I think was maybe in like 3rd grade, and it was just a way to like let my friends, you know, like send them videos or send them photos or something. And that was before we all had phones. I think I got my first phone, I think in, I want to say 7th grade. And that's when that's when I really started using iMessage more. But before that, it was a lot of, well, I guess that's not true. I had an iPad for a while, but I guess that's, what I'm saying is when I was younger, it was very different communication than like from when my sibling was younger, or like my friends' siblings were younger, because I see them now and it's, you know, so easy for them to call or text their friends like it's nothing. And back then we had to not necessarily work harder for it, because, you know, we never really had to work hard for anything. We're very fortunate in the position that we are, but it's interesting knowing that there are people out there that never really are going to understand what it was like for other people to communicate in different ways. And I want to go back to what I was saying earlier about, or what someone was saying. Somebody was saying earlier that like people lie about who they are a lot. How easy do you guys think it is for people to lie? And have you ever lied about anything on the internet to another person? Look at Paul's.
I'd say it's really easy to lie on the internet, because like they're not even, they can't even see you, first of all, and they actually don't know like how you, or like if you're using a picture of yourself, you may never know that's not actually like them in the picture, or like someone's age. That's definitely something people lie about a lot. Height, it's another thing people lie about a lot. You know, and then especially like, especially like catfishing, like, oh, sometimes dudes like go on apps to like catfish as a girl, and like either make rip off guys or like make fun of guys. And then yeah, other way around. For me, yeah, I've definitely done that. I've used a fake account and pretended I was a girl and talked to guys. I've definitely done that. I tried to make money off that and I couldn't do it because they kept asking for photos. And yeah, that's pretty much my experience, I guess, with lying on the internet. But it's all jokes, you know. I actually wasn't trying to make money off them. I'm not gonna incriminate myself, so
yeah. No, unlike you, I've never tried to actually catfish somebody online, or not. I guess not catfish. This is not what you're technically going for if you're not trying to get money out of it. But I was going to say that I haven't always wanted to do this, but more recently I thought it'd be kind of cool. Like if I were to take one of like a girl's photo, like somebody like that I know personally, ask them for, you know, photos of themselves and just see what guys would say to a girl, because I feel like me and a few other people that I know text in different ways. Like the 4 of us probably text in very different ways. To potential significant others, or just to someone that we're already in a relationship with. I feel like it's very different. And even when it's not like that extreme of a type of relationship, I feel like the initial getting to know someone, I really wanted to see what it was like from a girl's perspective. I haven't done it yet. I kind of still want to, but it was just a lingering thought that I had. And I thought it'd be pretty cool.
yes, you and the gray.
I've done that before.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Wait, when?
I don't remember. It was before I moved. I know for a fact it was before I moved.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I got one of my friends to send me like a bunch of. It was funny because she did it for me and I did it for her.
Yeah, no, I forgot to say it was gonna be like a trade-off sort of thing.
Yeah,
it wasn't like
yeah,
I was just gonna use it. Yeah, no, I was gonna give my photos too.
So that's what happened to me. And it was actually really, really funny. And it was okay, so like obviously like none of us here are gay. I don't think so. But like when it's time to like it was Tinder, right? So when it's time to like go on the swipes, like you're able to like you have to evaluate like you're like judging like do I swipe right or do I swipe left on him? Like there's a part of you that wants to like see if like a guy of that like that you think is good looking would think that like she is also good looking. And it's really funny. Like the way they try to slide is also
Have you
let's just
seen like bad pickup lines before on there?
well, I mean, kind of yeah. So some dude said that she was really photogenic. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, decent. But like, I like seeing funny stuff. Like when someone tries to slide, like something obviously that catches your attention, and then if you're able to laugh, it'll most likely be memorable. And I don't know, like I would tell her like which ones, or I'd send her like screenshots of dudes that would be like trying to get at her, and then it's really funny. I mean, obviously it's not like right, but if you want to have like a good time, like, and you have like a friend that's willing to do it, like, just go ahead. It's really funny. But if she's attractive, then it might be a little bit of a hassle. There's gonna be a bunch of dudes that like swipe right on her.
I mean, I kind of did the same thing with like a friend of mine, and so I just basically like ran her account, and like just had a bunch of pictures, and then there were a bunch of guys that just like slid up, and like first of all, just the pickup line is just it's very questionable, and all they all had in common were like they just want to sleep with her. It's like a one night stand. It's like, what are you doing, right? And so there was this. I remember there was this one dude that slid up. He was like, "Yeah, so what are you up to right now?" She was like, "Nah." I was just like, "No, nothing right now." Yeah. And so he's like, "Oh yeah, so, slide through." I was like, "All right." I was like, "Nah, I can't." And he started cussing at her. I was like, "Damn, bro, like calm down. He can't get like, she can't even slide through, but you're already mad. Like why?" And so I mean, it's quite interesting to see like how girls like like what girls go through in terms of like when they meet people online, like compared to what guys go through. It's very different how guys approach that situation compared to like how girls approach it.
Do
Um,
you ever
so there's a big difference, definitely a big difference.
you ever see like a guy? I mean, obviously, like the term "down bad" has reached like an all-time high, like it's on TikTok or on social
And
media. But like sometimes, like I'll see, like even without the like fake Tinder account, I just don't understand what goes through like guys' heads sometimes when they're talking to a girl. Like in Paul's situation, right? Like when you start cussing at a girl, like what do they expect to happen? Like do they want them to like feel bad, or like like it's stuff like that. Like I just wish like it'd be so much easier for guys to talk to girls if they just took it from their perspective to try to understand what they're saying to them rather than saying what they feel and projecting a bunch of like unneeded emotions or like words into the conversation. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't have like a strategy when it comes to talking to girls, but I like how Will mentioned earlier that we all have like different ways of talking to a potential significant other, and like I don't know what are like if you see like a cute girl and you want to like talk to her, like what's your go-to, or like
Your
what are you
go-to?
seeing?
wait,
Yeah.
before we go on, like adding on to what Andrew said about like guys like signing up and like what they say, it's actually like very interesting because again in today's age we have like girls that are like how girls are like, oh yeah, I'm attracted to toxic men, right? I feel like as men, like most men, when they see that type of stuff, they're like, oh yeah, most girls nowadays are like attracted to toxic men. I think I should be like toxic too. I feel like that also pushes them to like act toxic in some type of way. So I that's just something that I've been like thinking about, which is like kind of weird. So
Yeah,
That's kind of true.
true.
But I also just think it's partly because men are horrible people. And
Um,
Biggie.
I wouldn't
I
say
mean,
that. I wouldn't say that.
In
I
some
mean,
Pretty common.
scenario, I mean, I'm just saying, like for some things, like you
I
can't.
mean,
Would you
you can
cuss
say
a
the same
girl
thing
out
for
on the internet? Like honestly,
yes, yes. I
why?
would cuss a girl out if they deserved it. I would cuss a girl
If
out
they
on the
okay,
internet.
if they deserve it, that's different. But if you're just
Yeah.
like initially meeting someone,
No, okay, that's different. That's different.
well, that's
No.
exactly what Paul's situation was.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, men aren't all bad. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, but okay, well, um, let's go back to what Andrew was talking about. First impressions of somebody, and how are you get how what's your go to? How would you get out of the small talk? And let me just give an example of what small talk is for those that don't know, even though it should be obvious. It's the hi, how are you? I'm good. What about you?
What you
I'm good
doing?
too. Where are you from? And then
Much.
doesn't really go with that very far from there.
Listen, I'm gonna put some guys on. If you're like on a dating app or like something that like gives that girl has like a bio or something, read that, study the girl's bio, and then put something interesting connected to that bio. They would respond every time.
maybe
Like if the girl's bio is like, I like dogs and I like to go on walks, just be like, oh, I have a dog. You want to go on a walk? Simple. That'll catch their attention. You
yeah.
know,
Like even if you don't
even if you don't
understand
have a dog,
anything,
you can
just
just say
search it
that.
up. Like
So
if
Huh?
you have like a favorite show or something, like try to get like something, like get
Oh
something
yeah.
off YouTube or something.
Do your research. Do your research.
yeah, like don't hit him with some bland. Like it's not gonna get any attention.
Be
So,
different.
like
Be
what I
different. You don't want to be one of those guys that she just looks at hey and then just keeps on scrolling.
yeah.
You want her to stop on your message and click on it and read it.
So I will if they have like music artists that they like, or if they say they like whoever, like I'll look at them. Even if I don't listen to them, I'll just find one song, listen to it, and I'll be like I'll say a lyric, they'll respond, try to finish a lyric, and boom, like you got a
Simple.
conversation.
Easy conversation starter. Yup.
I could definitely see you doing that, Andrew. I could definitely see you doing that.
But like the
It's,
question was like, how would me personally I would approach a girl that I thought was cute, like online, right? Online.
well, yeah, like getting out of small talk.
Oh, getting out of small talk. Honestly, for me, I just say something random. Like I just like pull something so random, like they won't even see it coming, and then it catch them so off guard that they're gonna be like, "What?" And then I'm gonna have to explain, and then get into detail. So yeah, that's usually how I get out of like the small talk kind of phase. I kind of just hit them with something random, like um like fucking like, oh, who would win in a fight? 1,000 rats and 3 bears versus 5 gorillas and 15 wolves.
I
Simple as
don't
that.
even
And then
want. No, yeah, no. For me, I remember. I mean, like for me, getting out of small talk is just sort of not necessarily like looking at their bio and trying to figure out what they like, but I'll just like be straight up and ask them questions about like themselves, like not like too personal, but just enough to get past the point of my example from earlier, the whole high boring stuff. But I remember there was this one girl, and I don't talk to her anymore because she's just a random person, but she was talking like or like texting, I guess, to me because I was on an app, and it was pretty random what she had said. She said something. I guess we were talking initially, and then she was like, I don't want to be like a boring or like one of the other random people that are going to meet on here, so I'm going to ask you a question. And I was like, oh, cool. What's the question? And she was like, what's your favorite flower? And I remember I was like, okay, well, I probably shouldn't be a boring person either. Like, I'm not texting this, but I'm just like, if I want to be unique, I should genuinely tell her what my favorite flower is. So for those that are on my private Snapchat story, which is probably where I'm going to be advertising this video, if you remember a few months back, I was planting these beautiful white flowers in my trenches that I took because I thought I was planting some carrots or something. But no, I said that my favorite flower was they're called zinnias, and I accidentally spelled it wrong, which was pretty embarrassing. But I was able to, build off of the conversation. So just the little things like that help you get out of the small talk. But no, it was pretty cool, and I think for those that are talking online and want to get better at getting out of small talk, I would just say be straight up. There's nothing, because I think a lot of people like try to overthink what they're going to say once they get past the point because they don't want to mess up, obviously. You have to think of it from the point of they don't know who you are. And that's the only point that you can really go from. It's, they don't know who you are. You're a random person. Technically you could be anyone you want, but if you want to be yourself and you want to get past the point, just be very comfortable, act like you've talked to this person like for years or something. Oh, my computer moved. But yeah, that's what I've always done, and it's worked.
I mean, honestly, for me, dude, usually what I do is like I like analyze the picture of like the person first. Like I can like tell if they're gonna like what they're gonna say, like based off if I say something. So I try to go based off that. Like I just analyze them like really fast. If not, I just hit them with a simple like what's up. They usually most times they respond they respond, right? But
I would.
like most times they do respond. But like when it comes to that, I don't know, man. I just spit game. I don't know what to say.
So let me just get it. Let me just get at what you're trying to say. You basically what you're saying is you can analyze someone by their face, know what they're gonna respond with, and because
like
of that,
kind of like
you
have an idea
text
of
them a
what
certain thing initially.
yeah, exactly.
That is
Like, dude, if I can tell if they're gonna respond or not. Like, if I can tell if someone will respond or like how they will respond.
This is
like,
almost you know what this is almost as insane as you drinking 5 cups of water every morning. Do you remember you saying that? Like,
oh yeah, I remember.
like the third episode of this podcast, dude. That was so funny.
That was a while ago.
You really
No,
do.
yeah.
You still do that, though?
Dude, I have this every day. But yeah, so
Is that 5 cups?
this is about like 3, but I drink like 2, like 3 of these every day. So
It's impressive.
So
I know.
I don't. I'm not like justifying Paul's point that he just made, but
the water point or the face point?
No.
Okay, thank God, because I want it.
So, like we're all dudes. We all know how guys think. Like, I mean, most of us want like a girl that's pretty, or we think it's pretty. And if it's mutually agreed upon that this one girl's really pretty, because what else are you gonna present to the table when you're meeting people online? Like, I mean, you could be a cool person, but like, I'm not like saying being a good person is a bad thing, but like that your face is like the first thing people see, like unless you don't want them to see it. But that's what people are gonna see you for, and if you get attention for that, like a lot of dudes are gonna wanna like talk to you and like present like their case as to why you should talk to them. So obviously, I wouldn't go as far to say I could predict whether they're gonna respond or not, or what to say, but I kind of get what Paul's saying, like in terms of,
Yeah, I mean, adding on to that too, like if a girl has a bio, right? You have like, so you have like pretty girls, right? But like they have such a boring bio. That's already a turn off right there. It's like add my Snapchat. Like, bro, like I'm not gonna hit you up. Like I already know we're not gonna have like a strong like conversation. It's gonna be like really boring, Like compared to like some like decent girls, like like attractive girls, they have like things about themselves like that they like. At least like you can look at them and be like, oh yeah, she seems really cool, and you can build off that. So I mean, those type of like little things, like little small details, like actually like help, like if you pay attention to those. But
so we've been in a pandemic now for a while, and I feel like this has given us a lot of more time to not necessarily meet people in one way or another, but it's given us more opportunities, I guess, to meet people, if that makes sense. And when I'm saying this, I don't mean like in person, because those are very different things, like we've discussed. Has quarantine given you guys the opportunity to meet like more people online than you usually would, like in a real normal world? And would you guys encourage it for people that haven't exactly been on one of those apps yet, or haven't been on one of one of those internet sites where you can meet people online? Would you guys encourage it for them in quarantine?
I wouldn't exactly like go out of my way to tell them like, oh, it's like really cool. You can meet a lot of cool different people. But if you're good at like that socializing kind of stuff, and you're wanting to meet new people. I always wanted to meet new people, like me, make new friends, and because it's really easy to get lonely, especially when like you're not going out of the house very often. And really, my only interactions with other people these days is through Discord or FaceTime, and I don't really go out of the house anymore. Just you know, play Minecraft here and there, and just video games. And yeah, like I think it's cool. It's not for everyone, obviously, and there's a lot of cool people you can meet online, and then there's cool people you can meet in real life. But if you're gonna do it, or if you're thinking about doing it, like just do it. Like there's not really anything to lose. Like unless like you think someone telling you you're ugly is like, not that it's happened to me, I don't think, but uh, there's like I think for the people that I've met on there, like I met cool people online. I'm sad that I've never met any of them in real life because some of them like actually seem like cool people. But yeah, like if you're thinking about doing it and you want to do it, then do it.
Yeah, I mean, like Andrew said, like I probably wouldn't like really like hype it up, like overhype it up. But I would definitely say that um like it's good to get yourself out there, especially in the pandemic. Like I feel like there's a lot of stress that builds up sometimes, and like there are people out there that are probably like sharing that same experience as you. So I mean, if you do put yourself out there, you probably might get like someone that you can connect with. Um, Again, like if you're that one person that's like that thinks everything is weird, then it's probably not for you. But overall, like putting yourself out there is it's definitely something. And not everyone is bad online. There are more good people than bad people. That's what I would say.
What kind of website you using? Anyways, I wouldn't. To be honest, I wouldn't really recommend anyone doing that. To be honest, maybe like, not like, I guess if you're trying to look for a relationship, but like if you're just trying to like have fun or like talk to new people, then yeah, most definitely like do that. But if you're like like actually trying to like find like your soulmate or something, please don't go to these apps and don't thing. It's just weird. It can happen, but like I don't know, rarely. But yeah, no, if you're just trying to have fun, meet new people, then yeah, for sure, like just do whatever floats your boat. And I'd say for like, I think for pretty much all of us, like meeting new people online is like it was like kind of rare, but like I'd say I've talked to a lot of more people that I didn't know I would talk to before, like especially through online. Like it's weird because I used to talk to a lot of people in person, but due to the pandemic, I haven't been able to. But then like because of the pandemic, I've been able to talk to people that I never talked to in person because I've talked to them through online. It's like what I'm saying. Like it's actually like a pretty cool thing because you know pretty much
I'm
it.
gonna just start off by saying I'm pretty occupied as it is, even amid a pandemic. Like I've talked about kind of, I guess, what I do in school already, and maybe outside of school as well. But when I do have the downtime, yeah, sure, I'll go, meet people. But like these other guys, I wouldn't necessarily like tell someone that it's gonna change your life or change your perspective on how you roam the internet. But it could change you. It definitely could. Before I started meeting people online, actually, well, I guess I should say I did start meeting more people online in quarantine, and it's simply just because I can't go, or we cannot go outside of the house. It's literally just it's that simple. Um, so for people that are bored and want to find something to do when you're just chilling and want to talk to people, I would say do it. Um, but I obviously understand why some people might be reluctant. Somebody else want to intro this for me? I don't really want to.
What's the question?
Will, you're the one asking questions.
You've asked some okay. You're fine.
Oh, guys, remember that Yubo account we made?
Our next question isn't exactly a question. It's gonna be more of like an experience, our perspective from that experience. So there was a time not too long ago when someone in here got the brilliant idea, and I don't say brilliant as sarcastic at all because it was a brilliant idea. Got the brilliant idea to make what is known as a joint account or a combined account. So I think the best way I can describe this, well, let me just start by saying there's this app called Yubo, and it's a way for younger people to meet other people, like not necessarily like looking for relationships or anything, but if people are close, you can hit them up, say I'm in the same area as you, or maybe you can find love on the internet. I don't know. Or on this app, I should say. But yes, we made this account, and it was a way for us to meet people by having people like choose who they want to talk to, I guess, based on, I don't know. We put like some of our interests in the bio. We also had pictures of us, so that might have factored into it a little bit. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. But yeah, let's just go ahead and let's just start with the man that had the idea. If you'd like to reveal yourself.
The brains behind the engine.
Why have to expose me like that?
Oh, you were the one that did it? I thought it was Will.
No,
it was not me. What the hell? I was reluctant to do it.
Yeah.
That's something you would do, though.
I think I talked
Maybe
to
now.
Noah about it, and then I was asking Noah if I should ask, and like, yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Just talk about like why you started it then. I don't know.
I mean, okay, so I got it I don't know, maybe April, like just for myself. And I was having a lot of fun with it because I was meeting a bunch of people. I was messing with a lot of people, and it was like not in a bad way, but like that's like how I'm friendly with people. Like if you guys know, like I'll make fun of you guys for like something random, and like that's just how like that's just my way of being friends. But I enjoyed it, and I think I had seen like somewhere on swipes, I had seen like someone do something similar, but it was with girls, like a group of 3 girls, and I was like, it's actually like my brain gear started going, and I'm like, it'd be cool, and the idea developed, and eventually I asked our little group chat, and whoever wanted to get in it and was in it. And okay, I'll say this: it kind of sucked that only one person was allowed at a time, like on the account. So if you don't know, only one person can like. I don't know how to explain this in a good way. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but when you log in on one phone and you're logged in on another phone, this phone gets logged out. So basically, every time, like you can't have the same account at the same time.
Right.
Only one phone at a time could use that account. And it was really annoying because like there'd be times where like I want to see who wants to talk to who. But it was pretty funny, and some of the dudes that replied, or it wasn't me for most of the part. I'd only respond like a few, but some questionable conversation starters or questionable content for the conversations. But it was really funny. We're all able to laugh about it. We sent the screenshots to the group chat. It was funny, and definitely done cooler things as a group. Also, if anyone has a group of friends and they haven't done a Google Forms quiz, do that. It's really fun. Like I'd highly recommend it.
Just
way better than.
I'll just just don't make it offensive though.
Yeah, like make it fun.
Like you have,
unless you guys are like
no one gets offended. Yeah, I'll just.
Okay, when you see a girl and then she says that she wants someone and not you, you're like, now I have to let them know that she wants so and so and so and so, and not me. And then you're just like, bro, you see what I'm bringing to the table? And I wouldn't say I get jealous. I mean, sometimes I do. Like if they're really like pretty, they seem like an interesting person. But um, I think our group is like cool enough to where like if someone wants to talk to someone else, and we're gonna let them do it. We're not gonna interfere. Like we've never been petty like to each other. I mean,
Especially with girls. Hell
yeah,
no.
especially with
Never
girls.
with
Like
girls.
we're chilling. Like we don't care. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's definitely an experience. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. The way you guys.
My experience. I would, yeah, no, I remember the conversation of like us trying to make the account, and then at first, yeah, I was like, at first I was so down because like, it was just like something to do over quarantine, and then like the week later I started talking to someone, so I eventually had to like take myself off the thing. But it's like kind of funny because like the way like I guess the girls texted whoever was on, they texted like they were ordering at a restaurant. They're like, "Hey, can I get a number one and like a four?" Like I'm like, okay. Like it was just
Yeah.
funny to me. It's not. I wasn't offended or anything. It was just funny.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
because like for the people that don't know, we were all like for the pictures that
number.
we all uploaded, they were each labeled a different number, and then at the bottom of our bio, we'd put like the names of who was next to which number. So that's why Miggy brought up the menu analogy.
It was just funny. It was like she like walked into a store and like, oh, wanted a number three, but yeah, no,
With like a side of number 4.
yeah, with like a side of number four. Like I was like, okay, go ahead.
Oh,
But
geez.
but my experience, yeah, no, I didn't even get to. I barely did anything on that because at the time I met someone and I started talking to them for like a really long time. And then I remember when it didn't work out with them, I kind of just went back to the Yubo account. But then like at the time, we weren't even like doing it anymore. So I was just like, okay. So I kind of just like that was basically my experience. It was just I didn't even get to experience it, but like I had some experience with it. So and now for the two people that used it the most.
I don't know who used it the most, but it was
I
support.
don't know who that is. It's not me.
Oh,
But
God.
at first it was like an addiction. Can't lie.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Good, yeah.
Gotta be honest out here. No, but I mean it was it was fun. Like kind of like having like friends to like do that type of stuff with. Um, some of the people that like set up very questionable sometimes, most times, but most of them were pretty cool. And then again, the way we interacted were very different. Like some lines were it was quite interesting. Um, but overall, it was pretty fun. Met a lot of people. Um, I don't know. It was a fun experience.
Yeah, it was an experience. But I want to go back to, or not go back to, I guess, but just like kind of reiterate what Andrew was saying about how it wasn't necessarily a jealousy type of feeling. It was more just sort of like a because it wasn't, we don't know these people obviously, but it's just like, based off of first appearance, who would they choose, and why would they choose us? It was always sort of a lingering feeling of like, why they chose each person. So it was more like friendly competition in a way. That was the way it was used to describe what we were basically doing on the account. It was like friendly competition. That was those were the words that were used a lot between us. So there's a lot of other things that you guys can do with your friend groups that don't require you guys to have friendly competition when it comes to people choosing you over your friend. But it was all in fun for us. I mean, we're all very close as it is, so I don't think anybody was too upset about what
It
went
happened
down
one
on the
time,
account.
but it was all a joke.
Yeah, it was all a joke. Unfortunately, the account still exists. Should probably delete it because I think it's linked to my I think it was changed from someone's number to my number. I don't even know how, but I think it's with my phone number now, so I should probably delete it. But yeah, because I had a few friends, like real life friends, come to, like I would just like kind of explain like what I was doing, like in very minimal context, and they were like, Will, you're on Yubo, blah.
They hit us with the this
They
year.
are too. What are they trying to say?
Technically, yeah, they're technically on Yubo if they found you on Yubo. So
No, well, not even that. Like, if I told them, like like what I was doing, because I'm a pretty open book. But yeah, no. There were sometimes like where like I found somebody that I knew like in real life, have to screenshot and show them, be like,
oh, that's happened so many times.
"This is really
Yeah, so many people from our school.
okay." So we talked about meeting people on the Yubo account. That was obviously a big roller coaster for us, and something that we'll probably never do again. But what is the weirdest way that you guys have, or I guess most unique way that you've met somebody on the internet, whether it's video games or online, like a website or something, or anything? Yes, the you and the gray.
Okay. So, do we all use Spotify here?
Yeah,
We all use Spotify, right?
I think so.
Apple Music, but I have Spotify.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought Paul was Apple Music, actually.
They're not an app. There's this website that I got put on by one of my friends. It's called musicpals.io. And basically, you just log in with your Spotify Premium, and it's kind of like they go through the songs that you have saved, and they match you up with someone who also likes that song.
Oh.
And you guys, it's almost like Omegle for music, but it's not with a camera. You just text, and it's really cool. Like, I've met a lot of cool people on there. Sometimes they like turn into like a counselor or something, or like you talking about your life problems. I've been on both sides of that, but it's really cool, and they're like all over the world too, like not just people from the US. Like, I've met people in Thailand, I've met people in Georgia, like the country Georgia. I think France too, but yeah, it's really cool, and especially when like there's a song that you really like and then you forgot about, and then like it matches with someone else, you're like, oh my goodness, this is such a great song, and you can talk to them about a bunch of different things. But yeah, that's probably the most unique way I've met someone online, besides like video games, and that's not that unique. But yeah, I'd really recommend it, like for anyone who is thinking about it. But yeah,
That's so cool. I didn't even know that existed.
I'm gonna actually try that. But the weirdest way I met someone, I mean, I wouldn't really call it weird or unique. I guess I wouldn't really call it unique. I guess the most unique was, I guess, that one guy that I met through online. Because for some reason, I usually don't talk to people online, like when I'm playing games. But like, I don't know, like like that one time, I just decided to talk into the mic, and then he was like the only one talking, and then we just started talking, and then I found him so funny, and then we just hit it off. So I guess that's like the most unique way I've met someone.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'll go then.
I'll go last.
I don't know about like unique or like weirdest way. Well, I guess like I was on Amigo once, and like there was this like random person that popped up, and like you know how everyone on like Amigo is, they just keep like immediately. So me and this person ended up like having like a nice conversation. We talked for like more than like 5 minutes, and I found that pretty interesting. It was pretty nice, like being able to like share your life with someone for 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes. But yeah.
Well, one was somebody from Yubo, on the joint account. They're very cool. I mean, it's a girl. They like a lot of the same music that I do, and for those that don't know my music taste, it's kind of hard to find. Like, it's hard to find somebody with similar music like taste as me, because I kind of range anywhere from. I mean, I'm actually, I shouldn't expose myself on here. I shouldn't say what I'm like.
different.
Yeah. but no, yeah, they're so cool, and they're very sweet, and I'm very glad that I got to meet them, because I text them now still sometimes, either they're busy or I'm busy. It doesn't happen all the time, but you're a cool person if you're watching this. I met somebody on Among Us, and they're my age. They're the grade below me, I think. I have to double check. Oh yeah, no, they definitely are. But no, such a sweet person, such a cool person. Like, I feel like I can't tell like that much information about these people, because I'm gonna get like, they're gonna like someone's gonna find out who they are. But yeah, unfortunately, they live pretty far. But hopefully, I'll be able to meet that person one day, because we talk almost every single day still. Like just like normal people, like we've been friends like in real life. It's so cool how you can meet people. But yeah, and I always tell her, like I always say, I hate how we met. I hate how we met on Among Us, because it's just you never meet people on Among Us. Like that's just such a stupid thing to say out loud. So this question has to do with kind of everything that we've said. You meet people online. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's maybe it could potentially be like a romantic relationship, or maybe it's just a friendship. So if you had the chance to meet someone that you met online that lived far away, would you do it?
It kind of depends on how far, if I'm being honest. If you're out of the country, that's a no-no. But like if you're in Japan, maybe, because I do want to visit Japan. But I mean, it honestly for me it depends on where and like who. Because okay, if it was in like SoCal, then yeah, for surely, like I'll definitely go there. Like or Las Vegas, yeah, sure, why not? Maybe even like Nevada, sure, why not? But like if it was like somewhere like Florida, yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know if I want to go all the way to Florida to meet one person. New York, maybe because New York is New York. But yeah, no, it depends on like if I really like vibe with this person, like boy or girl, like there's a most likely a chance if you're a girl, yeah, I go visit you, but if you're a guy, then we can stick to just chatting online. Maybe you come to me and then we'll talk, but I'm not gonna go all the ways just to go meet up with a guy, unless they're like one of like the homies. But yeah, no, I think that's the only reason why I would. I mean, yeah, for me, I would, but in certain scenarios and situations, I would. So.
I'm on the same boat as Miggy. I mean, obviously, there's a bunch of variables that come into play, like how cool are you with them? Yeah, like how well you vibe, how far away it is. I think unless I move out of state, I'd really only want to see people from like, in the near vicinity of California, and even like really high up is a maybe. Like anything past like the Bay Area, like I don't know. But um, I tend to get along pretty well with most people I have conversations with. Like I haven't had a person tell me that like I'm boring or that they don't like talking to me. I mean, I'm sure there's people that don't like talking to me, but when I feel like when it comes to meeting people online, like I'm pretty good at it. And I've had a lot of people that I vibe really well with, and I feel like I would if I met them. I just don't have a way of getting up to them, or my parents probably wouldn't let me, or I mean, yeah, who knows? But I feel like it just depends. Like there's situations where I would, but most I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would say the same thing as Andrew and Maggie. It just depends. Like if we vibe, if like our connection is like really, really up there, then probably would. But if it's out of the country, that's like hella far. Unless you're gonna pay for my flight and my plane ticket, then maybe. But but probably yeah, maybe in California, maybe Oregon. Washington is questionable, maybe.
Washington.
This is very specific. I would, and I think I don't know. I'm gonna take the question kind of in a different way. Like the question was if you had the chance to, and like I think of like a chance as sort of like a free ride, or not necessarily like a free ride, but just like everything would work out in order to get to this person, like your form of transportation, I guess, or whether or not they're a good person that you meet, or just like a fluke. But I definitely would. I think all of my answers up till now have kind of been leading to this. I think it's just like meeting people online is just it's just a good thing, and it can definitely be a bad thing, if because there are like trolls or people online that just want to hate on other people and make fun of other people, and obviously you want to steer away from that if you can. And it does happen, which is unfortunate, but I think the people that you do meet online, like at first you're going to just think of them as another person that's random, that's on the internet, and you're going to label them sort of as like I've said before, like Yubo guy or Tinder person, or any kind of label that you want to give. But I think when you get past that and you finally see them as like a real human being, and you build a genuine connection with them, making that trip, or them making that trip, and you guys finally meeting up to see each other, I feel like it'd be pretty cool. And I don't know how else to put it, really. I don't think there's ever been like a time where like I haven't genuinely like wanted to not meet somebody, I guess. Like there hasn't been a time where like I guess in real life there have been times where like I don't want to see people, but this is completely different. So yeah. Okay, that's our video. Let's see, what was this, like the 19th or something? I don't know, dude, we're almost at 20. Do you guys want to be in the 20th one?
Sure.
Yeah, so that's our video. Thank you guys for being here. As always, it's lovely to have you and be able to sit down as friends and talk about these sort of things. Any last minute thoughts?
Thank you, Ryan, for the beats.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan, for the beats.
But I love you all. Oh wait, no, I don't have my head on anymore.